how do I find a professional that'll help me with my child is a commonly asked question. Now, a number of important ideas come to mind for this question. The first is you need to find a professional who has expertise with the child from the hard place. We can have, for example, a nutritionist, if you're looking at a nutritional intervention, who knows nutrition with extraordinary insight. But they have to understand that the child from a hard place has profound nutritional deficits that are different. Matter of fact, there are websites, there's a nutritional-based website for children who are adopted coming from different regions of the world that will predict what their diet was and what their areas of deficiency are. So they may have more profound nutritional risks coming from different areas. So does my professional, for example, in this case a nutritionist, know not only her field, but is she serving children? Does she have deep insight? And a lot of times you can find a professional that's open to learning and you can be the mentor for them. But they've got to not just apply their domain of science. They have to understand our child. So first, do they understand the uniqueness of my child's developmental pathway? Second, are they going to think holistically, or is the psychologist going to think this child has a behavioral problem, this is just a behavioral problem, or will that professional recognize as a psychologist that this behavior problem has many drivers behind it? So can my professional see my child's whole being and help me with an intervention that is whole? Another huge criterion for us, let's say with an occupational therapist. When parents go to choose an occupational therapist, I say, first, do they know our child? Second, do they look holistically? But third, do they understand that your child maybe lay in a crib in another country for 3 years without being touched, and 2 30-minute sessions a week are not going to bring healing for thousands upon thousands of hours of deficit of care. So when you go to a professional, do they say, Mommy and Tommy, will you come? Or do they say, Mom, Tommy and I'll be right back? A professional, in my estimation, is a team member who understands the parent's the only person on the ground with that child, and that the deepest healing will come through the hands of the loving home, through the hands of the parents. So parents have to be the team leader and have to be heard and then empowered. Obviously, not all of us have training in nutrition or in behavioral issues or in, for example, sensory processing disorder. So what can I learn from my professional that he or she will help me deliver 24/7 when I'm the only caregiver in contact with my child? Then one other thing that I would say, look for other families with a child from a hard place who have worked with a certain professional. Look for this. Not, does that parent only think they've made gains? See, I've seen parents feel they made gains, but they've gotten more and more controlling and more angry with their child. So 2 criteria. Does the parent say, I've found a professional, they seem to meet these criteria. So my final analysis is going to be, do families who have been to this professional feel successful, and is there greater joy in their parenting than there was before for both parent and child? I know of professionals in my region of the country who see parents. And I've seen professionals with families who say, wow, we really got control of this little toot, you know. We showed him what for, he knows who's the boss now. I'm feeling really good, you should go to my professional. That's the wrong criterion. We're getting deep healing. I'm aware of my challenge. I'm aware of how to support my child. He or she is becoming more aware of what they need. there's more laughter in our home, there's more joy in our home, there's more contentment in our relationship. That's a professional that I'd hope for you and your child.
I know in our own adoption journey, we've had to look outside of our own home for help from professionals to really come alongside us and our children to help our children heal and overcome some of the challenges they face. And this is true for many adoptive families. But I think it's really important that, as important as professionals are and can be, that we never lose sight of the fact that as adoptive and foster parents, we are the ones called by God to be the primary change agents, to be the healing hands extended to and for our kids. Professionals are great, and we have a team of professionals that help us and have helped our kids in ways that we ourselves weren't equipped to help. But the reality is they're on the team, and we're the coach. We're the ones that are with our kids 24/7, on the ground, in the trenches, and we need those team members to be coming around us and our kids holistically, in a way that brings about healing, in a way that brings about a united face and a united front and a united voice to really help our kids heal and become all that God wants them to be.